The last 12 months have been, I guess, pretty amazing when it comes to my success at the crease. For me personally, I think I've obviously been able to do really well and I guess have a lot more consistency too. And I think, yeah, it's just a matter of me really trying to spend time at the crease, but also when I get in and know that it is my day at the crease and I'm having a few out in the middle of the bat, just try to cherish that and make it a really big innings rather than falling a bit shorter. The vein of form kind of started over in Pakistan. We had a 3-match ODI series against them and I was able to score 200s and get my highest ODI score as well. I think it's 141 or something like that. And yeah, that kind of kicked it off, having a really good series there. And then we went over to India at the end of last year and yeah, it was an up and down series for me. I had 3 matches, 0, 106, 0. So really up and down there, but yeah, still able to get the century. When I did get that century in India, I did have to fight it out a lot really early on in my innings. I think I was 5 off about 20 balls early on, and yeah, I kind of had to just grit it out a bit until things started flowing a lot more. I think when you are at the crease, and yeah, you are trying to get a big score out there, there can be a lot of pressure sometimes. I think for me, especially when I start my innings, that's when I feel the most pressure, but at the same time, when I do get flowing and I do get into a rhythm a bit more, yeah, I do feel things kind of relax a lot and I just kind of let my natural game take over, I guess. When I am on 80 or 90 or even closer, I just try to play the same way that I've been playing the entire innings, not change anything too much. I still want to be free and I still want to play my shots, but obviously just being really careful with my hand at the same time. I think my hardest century was probably my very first one, just the nerves and everything that comes about with it, but I was at home in Barbados as well. So having all my family at the ground, all my friends watching, being at home in such a big occasion, I was definitely very nervous as a young 18-year-old. So I did have to battle through some really tough periods against a really good South Africa bowling lineup as well. But yeah, thankful that I got over the line and yeah, that kind of kick-started a run for me too. I think my favorite century that I would have scored is probably a T21 against Australia in 2023. Obviously a massive game, chasing down 200 plus and a historic night. So I feel like that one definitely is at the top of the list for me. I think for myself, I kind of set goals before every single tour and a lot of the time that is to get 100 or 2 and just to stay really consistent with getting runs as well. But yeah, for sure, I think looking at the year and how much ODI cricket we have especially, it is a really big opportunity for me to get some runs under my belt and hopefully get a lot of centuries as well. So yeah, I would love to be able to get at least 1 century in every series we do play for the year. I think I just try to have my plans really strong before I do go into my innings. I feel like especially over the last 2 years, I've worked really hard on getting stuff sorted off field, like my plans and the way I do want to build and go through an innings. And I think when it does come to the day of the match, try to execute that as best as possible. It's always really good to play in the West Indies first and foremost, but yeah, then being able to perform is even better as well. But yeah, just getting to start the year off really hot, getting a century in really early with a team win too is obviously really special.
And there it is. It's a century. You can hear them. They've enjoyed it. They've loved it as Hayley Matthews, the captain, has graced the situation of the CG United first ODI with a century. A match-winning performance indeed.
The last few runs that I had to get for the 100 against Bangladesh, it was pretty tight because we were chasing 198 and I think probably when I had about 5 or 6 more runs to go, I think the team only needed about 15 runs. And Shemaine Campbell had just come into bat with me as well. But from the minute she came in, she gave me a knock and she said, look, let's get you this 100. So it did get pretty tight. I think I still needed 1 or 2 runs to go when we needed 4 runs. But yeah, luckily I was able to get strike on the last ball of the over, take it over, get a single, and face up the first ball to get the 100. As a captain, you always want to go out and set a really good example. Unfortunately, I've been able to get some runs since I've been captain and I guess lead the team in that sense. But yeah, I feel like it does pull on the girls. They've obviously stepped up a lot so much in the last few years, and it makes my job 10 times easier when they're playing those roles as well. I think when I talk about the future of West Indies, I think just about how much I love playing for West Indies and wearing the badge on a whole. So I do see myself playing for quite some more time, and obviously being the captain of the team right now, I do enjoy leading a lot, and there's so many new girls that have come in who are hungry and want to play and want to be out there. So I think from a team's dynamic, we are moving forward, and I enjoy that, and it's probably a reason why I want to be around still and why I do plan on being around for so much longer as well.